In the wild canyons, where the sun kissed the rugged cliffs and the wind whispered secrets, there lived an outlaw known as Jasper Vane. With a hat tilted low and a coat that billowed like the clouds, he roamed the narrow paths, becoming a legend in his own right. Jasper was not just any outlaw. He had a unique gift. He could communicate with nature. The whispers of leaves, the songs of streams, and the echoes of mountains spoke to him like old friends. Villagers often recounted stories of Jasper conversing with the fierce eagles soaring overhead or bargaining with the wildflowers for their colors. He understood their wants and worries as clearly as his own. While many feared his reputation for mischief and chaos, they could not deny that he had a special bond with the land. Word traveled through the canyons about his unusual powers, drawing curious souls from nearby towns eager to catch a glimpse of this extraordinary man. Some even claimed that he could summon storms with a flick of his wrist or coax rivers to change their course. But beneath the charm and mystery lay a cunning mind driven by ambition. Deep down, Jasper believed that every echo in the canyon belonged to him, a sound echoing back what he had created. An idea began to brew in his mind, one that would tap into this talent in an unexpected way, taxing these very echoes he cherished so much. Little did he know this act would change everything. As the sun dipped below the canyon walls, casting long shadows that danced across the rocky ground, Jasper Vane sat on a boulder deep in thought. Inspired by his ability to hear the echoes of nature, he devised an unusual plan: to tax these very sounds that seemed to flow freely through the canyons. Why should echoes be unclaimed? He mused. Every call and whisper deserves recognition. The idea sparked excitement within him, and soon he began announcing his new tax to the creatures of the canyon. He would wander among the cliffs, declaring, "Every echo you produce must pay its dues." The animals watched in confusion, but Jasper was determined. He believed that by imposing this tax, he could gain not just wealth but also control over the natural rhythms of his surroundings. As word spread about Jasper's unusual endeavor, whispers of intrigue filled the air. Birds chirped nervously as they wondered how they could pay for their songs, while rivers rippled uncertainly at the thought of having to account for their flowing babble. Even the wind seemed to pause, caught in a moment of hesitation before it resumed its path through the canyons. With each day, Jasper crafted colorful invoices from leaves and stones, marking them with symbols of nature's melodies. The echoes became curious, wondering how the outlaw would collect his dues and what it meant for their existence. Little did Jasper know that this gamble would awaken something powerful in response, a force of nature ready to challenge his claim over their sounds. Among the jagged rocks and sandy paths of the canyon, there lay a special rock known as elder. Unlike any ordinary stone, elder had a deep, resonant voice that echoed with wisdom. He had been around for centuries, listening to the secrets of the earth and the stories carried by the wind. When Jasper Vane announced his tax on echoes, elder felt a stirring within his ancient heart. "Who does this outlaw think he is?" Elder rumbled with a gravelly tone, shaking dust from his surface. "I have existed long before echoes came to be. I am part of this land's soul." He believed that, as a rock rooted in the canyon's history, he was exempt from such claims. Every sound that passes through these canyons is a part of nature's legacy, Elder thought. It cannot be owned or taxed. As he pondered Jasper's bold decree, Elder decided to respond. He summoned all his strength and sent forth a low, rolling thunder that resonated through the canyons. This sound was so powerful that it seemed like a response from the very heart of the earth. "Let the outlaw hear my voice," he declared, certain that if anyone could convey the essence of freedom and nature's spirit, it was him. With that thunderous message, Elder made it clear. He would not pay this tax nor allow Jasper to dictate what belonged to the wild. The echoes of the canyon reverberated with his declaration, signaling that a confrontation between the outlaw and this wise rock was about to unfold. Determined to enforce his new tax, Jasper Vane decided it was time to confront Elder directly. With a glint of mischief in his eyes, he crafted an invoice that would soon reshape their interaction. Using a large leaf as his canvas, he meticulously inscribed the words "Echo Tax Invoice" in bold letters, making sure to include the amount owed. a figure he believed was fair, even for a wise old rock. Once the invoice was complete, Jasper marched through the canyons with purpose, humming a tune that echoed along the walls. He reached Elder's resting place and, with a flourish, presented the invoice. "Here's your bill for the sounds you've produced," he declared, trying to maintain a tone of authority despite the uncertainty stirring within him. Elder listened quietly, his deep voice echoing in response as he examined the leaf with its fanciful writing. "You dare charge me for my voice?" he rumbled back, shaking slightly as if the very earth agreed with him. "These echoes belong to the canyons and cannot be owned by anyone. You are out of your depth, Outlaw." Tension crackled in the air as Jasper realized he had underestimated this ancient rock's spirit. "I'll collect what is owed," he insisted with newfound determination. As they exchanged words filled with challenge, it became clear that this was more than just a tax dispute. It was an unfolding battle between nature and human ambition, setting the stage for what was to come. As the tension between Jasper and Elder hung in the air like a storm cloud, the wise rock began to stir. Elder had heard Jasper's demand, and he would not let it go unanswered. With a deep rumbling sound that echoed through the canyons, Elder shifted slightly on his sturdy base, causing dust and pebbles to scatter in all directions. The ground trembled beneath him, and a low growl resonated from deep within. Suddenly, with an unexpected force, Elder rolled forward, sending a cascade of smaller stones skittering away. As he moved, he unleashed a series of thunder-like booms that reverberated through the canyon walls. It was as if the very earth had joined in his defiance, answering Jasper's challenge with nature's own power. The noise echoed fiercely, creating a symphony of sound that felt both exhilarating and terrifying. Jasper stepped back in shock, momentarily forgetting his determination as the canyon roared with Elder's magnificence. "What sorcery is this?" he gasped, unable to comprehend the strength behind the ancient rock's response. The echoes around them seemed to join in celebration of Elder's defiance, amplifying the rumbles until they sounded like an approaching storm. Elder stood tall and firm, his voice booming with authority. "You cannot tax what is free. Nature does not bow to man-made rules." With each word, thunder crashed once more, shaking the very heart of the canyon. This unexpected display of power made it clear. Jasper was not just facing a rock, but an entire spirit of nature ready to defend its legacy. As the echoes of thunder faded, a moment of silence enveloped the canyon, leaving both Jasper and Elder pondering the confrontation. The outlaw, feeling a mix of awe and frustration, realized that he needed to understand the rock better if he was to find a way forward. "Perhaps we should talk," Jasper suggested hesitantly, unsure of how this journey would unfold. Elder rumbled softly, intrigued by the outlaw's offer. "Very well, let us walk together," he replied, rolling into motion while Jasper followed cautiously. They traveled deeper into the canyon, where towering cliffs framed a sky painted in shades of orange and pink. With each step, they encountered various elements of nature: bubbling streams, rustling leaves, and curious animals that watched their unusual partnership develop. As they wandered, Jasper shared stories of his life as an outlaw, revealing his struggles to be seen and respected. Elder listened intently, understanding the weight of ambition that drove Jasper's actions. In return, Elder spoke of his own existence, how he had stood for centuries, witnessing both beauty and destruction in the world around him. Through their conversation, Jasper began to see the interconnectedness of all things in nature. He realized that taxing echoes was not just about power. It was about appreciating the voices that contributed to the harmony of the canyon. Elder, too, felt a shift in perspective as he recognized Jasper's yearning for belonging amidst his chaotic life. This journey through the canyon became a path toward mutual understanding, setting the stage for a new alliance between them. As Jasper and Elder continued their journey through the canyon, the vibrant world around them became a classroom of lessons in respect, value, and harmony. One sunny afternoon, they paused by a crystal-clear stream that danced over smooth stones. Jasper watched as fish darted in and out of the water, their movements graceful and fluid. Look at how they navigate the currents, he remarked, captivated by the scene. Elder smiled in his rocky way, his voice echoing softly. Just like those fish, each creature has its role in this ecosystem. The river flows freely, yet it nurtures them all. Jasper pondered this insight and began to understand that nature operated on principles much larger than individual desires. Everyone had a purpose that contributed to the whole. As they moved along the canyon paths, they encountered wildflowers swaying gently in the breeze. Jasper knelt down to admire their colors and fragrances. They don't seem to care about recognition. They simply bloom where they are planted, he observed. Exactly, Elder replied with warmth. Beauty exists not for ownership but for appreciation. Just as I stand tall without demanding tribute, these flowers thrive by being part of something greater. Through each encounter with nature's wonders, both characters learned invaluable lessons. Jasper understood the importance of valuing every voice in the natural symphony, while Elder recognized that change could lead to growth. Their newfound wisdom united them further, reinforcing their bond as stewards of harmony in the canyon's vibrant dance of life. As their journey deepened their connection, Jasper and Elder found themselves at a crossroads, contemplating the resolution of their earlier conflict. They sat beneath a sprawling tree, its branches providing shade from the afternoon sun. Jasper sighed, tracing shapes in the dirt with his finger. I came to the canyon wanting to impose my will, he admitted. But I see now that I've been blind to the beauty and freedom that resides here. Elder regarded him thoughtfully with his wise, weathered face. Every echo has a place in this land, just as every creature does. You sought to tax nature's voice, not realizing it thrives when set free. Jasper looked out at the vast canyon, sensing its pulse. The rustling leaves, the flowing stream, the distant cries of birds. What if we honored those voices instead, he proposed. Instead of a tax, we could celebrate the echoes of the canyon through songs and stories. Together, we could show everyone the importance of appreciating our shared existence. Elder's voice rumbled like distant thunder, no longer a challenge but an agreement. Then let us create a festival where every creature can share its song. We will remind all who enter this canyon that nature's harmony is worth celebrating. With newfound purpose, they crafted plans for the festival, each step strengthening their alliance and solidifying their roles as protectors of the canyon. As they prepared to welcome their friends for this grand event, both Jasper and Elder felt a surge of hope, their unique existence honored and valued under the open sky. As the sun rose on the day of the festival, Jasper and Elder stood side by side at the canyon's edge, feeling a sense of unity that filled the air with anticipation. Colorful decorations dotted the landscape, made from flowers, leaves, and stones, a testament to their newfound friendship. Creatures of all sizes gathered, curious about the celebration that promised to honor the canyon's echoes. Jasper smiled as he watched animals mingling together and sharing their songs. Birds chirped melodies that soared high above, while squirrels chattered in rhythm, creating a symphony of sound that reverberated through the cliffs. Elder rumbled approvingly, his presence grounding the event, reminding everyone of the rock's wisdom and strength. As the festivities began, Jasper took center stage, addressing the crowd with a newfound sense of purpose. Today, he announced, we celebrate not just each echo but our unique roles in this beautiful ecosystem. Together, we can create harmony that honors all voices. The crowd erupted in cheers, reflecting the collective spirit of appreciation that filled the canyon. Elder, moved by Jasper's words, added his own voice to the celebration. Let this day be a reminder that nature thrives without ownership and flourishes when respected. As thunderous applause erupted in response, Jasper and Elder exchanged a knowing glance, their bond solidified through shared purpose. With this festival marking a new beginning, peace settled over the canyon at last, a place where echoes could be free and friendships could flourish amidst the beauty of nature. Jasper and Elder knew they had forged something special together, transforming their once tumultuous connection into a lasting legacy of understanding and friendship. In the weeks following the festival, the canyon transformed into a vibrant community where cooperation flourished over conflict. Jasper and Elder's partnership painted a new picture of life among the cliffs. Animals once hesitated to interact, worried about their place in a world governed by fear. Now, they shared their voices freely, creating a harmonious chorus that echoed through the canyons. Word spread far and wide about this peaceful sanctuary, attracting visitors eager to witness the beauty and magic that had taken root. Travelers came from distant lands to hear not only the melodic songs of birds, but also the laughter of playful creatures gathering around the colorful wildflowers. They marveled at how nature thrived when nurtured through respect and unity. Jasper found fulfillment in his role as a steward of this land, teaching others about the interconnectedness of life and how it could thrive when given space to do so. Elder, rooted firmly in his place, became a wise guide for both animals and humans alike, sharing stories of strength that resonated deep within all who listened. Together, they established rituals to celebrate nature's beauty. Monthly gatherings filled with music, art made from natural materials, and storytelling nights under twinkling stars. The canyon pulsed with life as creatures from every corner shared their songs and tales. Jasper and Elder realized that their once tumultuous relationship had grown into something profound, a mutual respect that honored each voice in their shared ecosystem. With clarity and purpose guiding them, they embraced their roles as guardians of harmony in the canyon, building a legacy that would last for generations to come.